the man I always enjoy talking to when I'm on the radio. It's 2025 now, so it's been a year. I haven't talked to him since last year. Dr. Vincent, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. Again, Happy New Year 2025. Time just flies.
I know we're back for another year.
I know, right? And I do think that, last year, we talked a lot about making goals. How do we plan for a healthier, happier, better, greater 2025? And today, I really want to talk about the seven simple things that you can do this year to instantly add 10 years to your life.
That sounds good to me. So it means I'm not going to go till I'm about 140 now. So that's good.
Well, as long as you're healthy and happy, longevity is a good thing. And that's the reason
Yeah,
why we always talk not only about quantity, but also the quality of life. And in 2025, we're really at an exciting intersection of scientific discovery and actionable health practices. Put it this way, if you can add 10 years to your life by living a healthier lifestyle, you may get to live to, the decade where they can literally extend your life through scientific discovery. But until we get there, adding 10 years to your life may sound ambitious, but science shows that this is achievable with the right lifestyle changes.
exactly right. What's number one?
Number one, I wrote here that we should prioritize a plant-rich diet and minimize processed foods. Notice that I didn't say vegan or vegetarian. I said that
Yeah, that's it.
prioritize a
That's why we get on so well.
plant-rich diet because not we shouldn't and we must not get to the extreme. I really do think that human being, our body biologically, we cannot survive solely on plant or animal diet. We need balance in our life.
Yeah.
However, scientific evidence do show that um, diet abundance in food, vegetable, whole grains, nuts, and seeds can reduce chronic disease. It can help to reduce inflammation, and it's also good for your gut health. And we do know that a lot of things in our body originate from our gut health. And when I say plant-rich diet, I'm not saying that don't eat your meat, be it red meat or white meat or fish. What I'm saying is that maybe practice meat on the side. So make vegetables or grains the hero of your dish, and then you still have in moderation your steak, your roast chicken,
Yeah.
your fish and chips. I mean, I I I I I'm I'm a big proponent of things in moderation and at the same time reducing the intake of processed foods because when we're talking about ultra processed foods, we're talking about the unnecessarily added fat, sugar, additives, and that can actually be very detrimental to our health and longevity.
Exactly right. Number two is a given for me. It's exercise regularly, but intelligently.
Exactly. Intelligently is the keyword here because we are exercising for the good of our body. I mean, we have departed so far from the notion of no pain, no gain, because you literally can gain without putting your body through hell. Physical activity is crucial, but you don't have to run marathons, so to speak. You can
No.
if you want to, but consistent moderate intensity exercise like walking, cycling, swimming is actually much more beneficial to your body because consistency is what builds that muscle strength. Consistency is
That's
what's
right.
built that cardio level and extend your lifespan because exercise stimulates in our cells. We have this powerhouse. We call it mitochondrial, and this mitochondrial promotes health and release of um, what we call myokines, which is the things that promotes and enhance cellular repair. Because we are not, as a biological being, we're not able to replicate or regenerate our organs, but our cells can repair themselves. We just have to give it their best chance to do that.
I've got a friend of mine who started at the gym this year. And I see him, he's there every week, but sometimes he goes twice a week, and he's stepping up for next year. Now he said to me, he said, now I want to go 3 days a week because he's done it gradually over time. Now he had to do some very they were moving all the crap out of their basement and putting a lot of it in skips and moving around the house. And he said, if I'd done that pre-gym, I would have been stuffed at the end of it. I got right through it quite easily. And he said it just shows the difference that a bit of physical exercise has made to his life.
See, this is the thing. A lot of people think that by going to the gym, you're actually exhausting your body. But on the contrary, you're actually training your body to be able to be more resilient, to be able to take on life, so to speak, because it improves your respiratory system, it improves your mental acuity, and it makes you happy. It literally helps your brain to release the happy hormone. So you're getting high on life.
Exactly right. Number three, and I struggle with this sometimes, sleep better.
Because when you sleep better, you live longer. It is not just about rest. We often underestimate the importance of sleep. It is a cornerstone of health. You should aim for between 6 to 7 hours to 9 hours of quality sleep per night, because during sleep, your body really use this time to repair the damaged cells, to clear toxin from your brain, balance your hormonal level. It helps your body to basically reset itself. And sleep deficiency is linked to diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and guess what? Early death.
Yeah. Sleep is so crucial for people out there. And, uh, you know, sometimes, I talk to people sometimes, they go, how can it be linked to obesity? But it just is. It goes hand in hand with it.
Yes, and it has a lot to do with our insulin resistance and sensitivity. When you're not sleeping, your body is exhausted, and to compensate with that, it really needs sugar, and that's why people crave sugary things. And when you send your body through that sugar rush, you're starting an evil cycle of being being in need of sugar and then crash down, being tired, needing caffeine, and in turn make your sleep pattern disrupt your sleep pattern, make it so bad that you feel that you need to repeat this again.
Yeah.
And this is why when you prioritize sleep, things start to get better in your life.
Stress is a big key for so many people, isn't it?
Yes, that is very, very true, because managing this actually really impacts your life, and it's not something that you can discount, or you can avoid and ignore, especially for long term.
And because, yeah, I mean, especially, people like you and I, we've got our own businesses, and, sometimes we can have a stressful life, can't we?
That's correct, but it's almost like unavoidable, inevitable. But what you can
Yeah.
do is you can build yourself up, and do things like mindful practices. Like, I don't know, this is not for me, meditation and yoga. I'm more of going for a walk, going for a
Yeah.
swim, do gardening. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is that what can put you into that mindfulness zone. Stress management reduces cortisol level, which literally improves your immune function and enhance mental clarity. I always say that when you take time for yourself, it's not being selfish, especially when you're
No.
parents, when you are in a relationship. A lot of times we think that we are being the hero by putting other people first, and in a lot of cases that's true. However, you need to take time for your own goodness, because um, it's not being selfish. It's being self-full. And when you are in a good state, watch, people around you will be happier as well.
Exactly right. And invest in social connections. We've got to have good relationships in our lives with with our partners or with good friends.
Yes, scientifically, it shows that strong relationships are more than just a comfort zone. It's more than just comforting for you. They're actually life extending. People with close social ties tend to live longer and experience less depression and anxiety, because this interaction helps to lower stress, promote the release of oxytocin, which is the happy hormone. And guess what? When you are happy, biologically, your body's reaction to that is that it will have reduced inflammation rate, it improves your cardiovascular health, it promotes circulation, and all of these things, all of these little things that we don't think of, actually accumulate to a longer, happier, healthier life.
And, preventative health care is always something that should be addressed, isn't it?
It is really important. Regular checkup and screening, and having a really good relationship with your general practitioner. I know that due to recent changes, some people think that they don't have as easy access to their GP because of the elimination of bulk billing. A lot of places do not have bulk billing now. However, I do still think that when you have symptoms that persist, be it pain, be it lingering cough, lingering cold, you need to go
No,
and
you've got to
see
go. You've
your
got to go to the
doctor.
doctor and get it fixed. You really do.
You really do, because that can be the symptoms of a much more serious problem. And with everything, including with our health, early detection is often key to recovery and getting better.
Exactly right. And we might have a good diet, and I understand all that, but sometimes you need to take supplements, don't you, to fill those nutritional gaps.
Yes, and I was very hesitant to put this last point, but I do think that sometimes, be it when you're busy or when you're traveling or when you actually need certain nutrients in your diet, you can look for supplements that can enhance your diet. Things like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D,
Yeah.
phenolic antioxidants. Whilst you can get that from your diet, it's either contaminated source or your body is not very good at absorbing it. Or with vitamin D, for example, because we live in Australia where the UV rate is quite high, we always put on sunscreen, and that prevents our body and skin to synthesize vitamin D. So we
Yep.
need it from supplement, because supplements, good quality supplements, can provide essential nutrients that promote brain health, reduce inflammation, protect against chronic diseases when dietary intake is insufficient. However, we need to make sure that we understand what we are putting into our body. More is not better. More expensive is not better. I know a lot of people look for advice through social media, and I do think that that
Yeah,
can be harmful.
take that with a grain of salt.
Big grain of salt, because uh, it is impossible to take all of these supplements that are being promoted on Instagram, because A, you might not need it, and B, you don't know whether this is a good quality supplement or not, especially if you buy it from overseas. We're very lucky in Australia. We have a very strong regulatory body. So whenever possible, make sure that your supplement is approved to be in circulation and sold by our regulatory body in Australia.
Exactly right. So, we've given you all those steps to go along and start 2025 off in that good way, haven't we?
Well, this is something that can serve as a reminder for you, for me, and for everyone, because all of these little things add up. And I do think that sometimes we can be busy, we can be forgetful, and we don't implement this in our everyday lives. But for us to talk about it serves as a reminder that even things like drinking water, sleep, take a walk, those are the things that build a healthy body, and healthy body can
Yeah,
help you to live longer.
that's what we want. Vincent, where can people find out more about you?
And appleaday.com.au. Let's start 2025 with the intention to live a better, healthier, happy life. And hopefully you can find all of these tips, easy, simple hacks to have all of these things on our website on appleaday.com.au.
All sounds very good. We will talk to you next week here on 5AA.
See you. Have a great year, Richard, and everyone.